I remember when we got the first $100,000 job. That was like a benchmark because it's like, who's gonna spend $100,000 on their backyard?
Now we have a project that's in the $5 million range. It's dramatic. I'm Justin Fox.
I'm Nate Fox, or Foxterra Design.
And we're so excited for you to join us on this yard tour here in Chatsworth, California.
Our clients would typically describe our work as resort-like. Everyone that comes to us, they want to create a resort in their own backyard.
Truly, the Foxterra way is about something that invokes that emotion of like discovery. And you're really walking through this space and not seeing just a linear pool with loungers on the side, but you see different elevations, maybe sunken seating area, maybe it's a hidden trampoline, maybe it's a walkway that's hidden that leads to a slide that you didn't even know was behind the wall. That's a water feature as well. So that sense of discovery is really important, and our tagline that we had to say is from residence to resort. With Foxterra, we've leveraged technology, 3D modeling, geotagging to actually recreate your existing space in a model to properly show you what can be done, and then working with a local contractor, it's amazing the results that you can unlock with this approach. This client loved something classic, and he also loved a very specific resort that he had been to, the Rosewood in Santa Barbara. Light color palette, very clean lines, really tight hedges, and just really pristine look. So that really drove the beginning genesis of this design.
What I love is that it balances the sophisticated, elegant, timeless elements with all the fun, where they can really just create a lifetime of memories for the whole family. Here we are at the star of the show. Now, as you can see, there's a gorgeous view behind me, so we really want to take advantage of that. And the way we did that was by elevating this pool. Now, when you're designing pools that somebody can really play with is the levels of it. A raised pool does not work for every space, but it absolutely worked for this one. Another thing that we wanted to do was create this really monolithic feel to this yard. This yard is more of a classic, traditional feel, so we made this coping oversized. Traditionally, a coping is just a foot wide. This is double 2 feet, which is great for anyone that wants to pop out of the space and just perch on the side, and you can do that around the entire pool. Also, we created there's 2 steps up, so we could add an LED feature, so at night it just really pops. Now, most traditional pools are more, you think of like linear, rectangular. This particular lot did not give us the opportunity. So this is actually an irregularly shaped pool, but it works because your eye follows that back line and it's perfectly straight. And as you can see behind me, we really wanted to create kind of a day-night view. Obviously we have the gorgeous valley below, but at night we wanted to really accentuate that. So we created these water features that have these pots on them, once again bringing a bit of that French country garden feel to the space, softening it, but just having another dimension to the view. We love to put our fire features in water, so these actually have a decorative purpose, once again adding to that nighttime view. The entire length of the pool, we have a Baja shelf, a shallow space of water, which is great if you have kids because you don't have to worry about them being in the deep end. So talking about accessories that are useful for every pool, no matter your size or location, starting with these ledge loungers. What I love about these is that you can be fully submersed in the water, especially on a very hot day. You could be reading a book and most of your body is in the water. And then we have our gold standard. These are the Rolls-Royce of umbrellas. These are Tucci umbrellas. They are pricey, but they will stand the test of time, especially in a space like this. It does get a lot of wind. So we have 2 types. We have the ones that are actually installed in a sleeve directly into the Baja shelf. And then behind me, the ones that are opened up, these are our cantilevered umbrella. And once again, these are commercial grade. So these are similar to what you find at any high-end resort.
So now we're in the sunken seating area and bar section with the grill, and I can't wait to show you all the features that are packed into the space. So first of all, you'll notice that we have a lot of seating built in. And if you count the seating arrangements behind me, you might see 12. There's actually 18 seats here. 12, of course, obviously what you can see, But on the other side, there's actually a swim up bar, and we have stools on this side. So you can actually have 6 family friends swim up, engage in the space, and it really is a grounding point for this entire yard. Now, some of the features that we really worked hard on was materials. So the materials that we chose on this specific project was a porcelain slab made by Constantino. Decton does a great job, really creating a product that is also UV resistant, stain resistant. That's why we love using porcelain slabs instead of typical marble outside. Now this has so many amenities, from an outdoor pizza oven to multiple drawers, burners, your grill, refrigerator. So you really don't even need to go inside to enjoy the full functionality of an outdoor kitchen. The beams that structurally would typically hold the ends actually removed to allow this to really feel open. And it created a great space for the family to come, gather, be entertained, but still enjoy the incredible view of the pool and the surrounding environment. So to add a level of comfort and entertainment, we obviously added an oversized TV into the hood itself, which is a great integration because from where you're sitting on the dry bar or actually the swim up bar, you're able to enjoy a great view. And then above me, you'll notice these integrated heaters. California, there's such a great range of weather you get to enjoy, but when it does get cool, these allow you to come out and still enjoy the complete ambiance that's outside. So you might not know, but there's a shower, bathroom, and sauna right behind me. Let's go check it out. So at Foxterra, we're all about discoverability, what's around the corner like this. So this truly is what you would expect to see at a nice spa or resort, from custom sinks to lighting and mirrors even having a beautiful effect, the toilet, the functionality of a shower, kids coming in, washing off. This is a great space. But for those who want a more like spa-like amenity, this entire sauna is integrated into this bathroom. So this is a great place, whether it's the functional elements or just the spa-like amenities that you're looking for, that captures it all and it's hidden.
For anyone that doesn't have the space for a full-size pool, what I like to introduce you is what we call a spool. Now a spool is a combination of a spa and a pool together. So like I said, not big enough to be a pool, but definitely larger than a spa. So this actually is the jacuzzi. It's massive and it's great, especially in the winter months when you don't want to heat up the entire pool. So you can have almost a mini pool and the kids get so much use out of it.
So when you have a large open space and you want people to gather and more of an intimate space, a sunken seating area to me is the perfect example of how to bring people in, enjoy more intimate conversation, or a conversation that could have about 12 or 15 people, probably actually almost 20 people in this one specifically. We focus on some of different details. We had 2 different elevations of fire pits, as you notice here. So the higher they are, you do get a little more heat from that. So that's one of the elements. But then we also didn't want it to feel just like an L. So by dropping it down, creating a second elevation, you can really pop up your feet here, enjoy conversation. We specifically make sure that we really hold to a comfortability level, meaning that we never want these to be higher than average about 14 to 16 inches. We add the cushion, you want to be right at 18. So we're always making sure in our designs and our construction teams that they're really making sure that their comfortability is there. And then we added this hedge. Now this was intentional. And what it does is there's something that makes you feel secure when you don't feel like someone could be right behind you. That's why you typically gravitate to, like in the restaurant, the corner table or the back table. That's what this does. Even in its open space, this small hedge detail adds that. And then adding these planters behind me, add this level of elegance that the client was really looking for. All these details combined make this a place that you want to come and enjoy. So who cares if you have all these elegant features, it looks nice, but you're missing the fun factor, and that's what this area of the yard does. Especially when you have a family like this, they have multiple children running around from cornhole to a little soccer. And this specific feature I love, in fact, let me show you. This is all vinyl, meaning that it doesn't get hot, or it also doesn't have that wood texture to get the restain or it kind of scratches you. This is actually a slide. Literally, I'm a grown man sliding down a little slow, but this is one slide, obviously the second. There's even light detail in here, so at night it illuminates. This is a great
elegant look that you maybe not typically expect when you're thinking about a family playground. Behind me, let me show you this. This is really cool. This area still allows the adults to enjoy what's happening in the yard. So this tree was not here before. Not until about, this job got done about a year and a half ago. But this is from about a year before, was craned in, dropped. We specifically wanted a very old, majestic, this is a California oak that we have here. We did something simple, gravel, an oversized fire feature, some chairs around it. And the idea is that you could be sitting down in this kind of whole area, looking back at the view and enjoy whether it's the pool view, whether it's the kids having fun in the open space, but also the ambiance at night is incredible when you see the night shots with the lamps hanging over and the tree lit up. This is just as beautiful of a space as any other area in the yard.
Foxterra's goal is to make the exterior actually more important than interior. When you look at high-end real estate photos or even resorts, if the outside is done well, you actually see that photo first. And we really believe that people should actually think about that. Make the inside important, but make the outside even more important. This is not just someone coming up with a cool look and stamp that on this backyard. This is someone who's understanding the client and bringing all the things that really they love to life, and they can literally walk outside and enjoy it.
Can't beat that.
When people come to me, they want traditional design, but something that's comfortable and really suited for a young family. They don't want to have to sacrifice style, but they want it to feel lived in and comfortable. When people describe a Jennifer Hunter project, they're always going to see lots of layers, textures, play on materials, and pops of color. I'm Jennifer Hunter, founder of Jennifer Hunter Design, and my firm is known for traditional design with a fresh take. Today we're in Bridgehampton, and this project is for a young family. It was a new build, and so we were hired after the construction to make this house a home. We really begin with the walls, I'd say, because everything is white, blank canvas. We bring in texture, grass cloth wallpaper, layers, carpets, artwork, window treatments to soften the space. The goal was speed here. We had 4 months to complete this project in the middle of a pandemic, so it was definitely a challenge, but we rose to the occasion, and we really tried to find things that were ready-made, semi-custom. The flow is really amazing. You walk right in, your eye goes straight into the family room, which is also the breakfast room and the kitchen, and it's the main core of the house where the family hangs out. It's really in the accessorizing. We brought in fresh herbs, planted them, family photos, vintage runner. Bar stools are a great way to give some character and texture. We really needed to designate between the kitchen, the breakfast area, and the family room. So we did a long breakfast table that really could be their everyday dining space. It seats 10 people. We added some color through an oomph mirror that gives it a little pop. So there's this really great source, Books by the Foot, and you just describe the color palette of your design and what you're looking for, and you buy linear feet of books. So we said that the room has a lot of blue and white in it, and they sent us real books that are blue and white, and we just created groupings. So starting in the middle, we did a stack of books here and then tried to balance it throughout with other stacks in different directions, and filled in from there with vases, plants, boxes, and other objects to keep it interesting and balanced. This is the formal living room, and this is where they keep their Christmas tree. So it's really a cozy, family-oriented space. The walls have a gallery wall with family photos. There's the fireplace. This is the space that they gather in with friends. It's a little bit more formal, I'd say, but it still really ties into the rest of the home. Color palette-wise, there's the blue and white. There's also a lot of these natural textures like wood and rattan. The master bedroom is really an oasis for the clients. It's a huge space with very tall ceilings. So the first thing we did was add a grass cloth wallpaper. There was a lot of height and space in this room. We did double window treatments. We added wooden woven blinds coupled with stationary drapes, so you get that warmth. We also did a tall 4-post bed to bring up the height and fill the space. The daughter's room is one of my favorite spaces in the home. It's a bright pop of pink. They have 2 girls. And so we really wanted to infuse a lot of color, make it super girly. When I design a kid's room in this way, it means that it's always gonna age with the children. So I always look for fun things like embroidered linens, fun shapes in this lamp with the little nodes, different textures and nightstands, dressers, fun fabrics, great shapes. We look for fabrics that have color but aren't too childish. They have a little bit more of a sophisticated pattern. Kids' rooms should be really fun and have pops of color. Clients really, for some reason, aren't scared to go bolder in these spaces because they are kids and it is fun. The guest room is a fun space for when guests come to stay. The furnishings are super fun. We picked a great lilac fabric that's a little bit different from the rest of the home, which is blue and white. So it's a little bit of a surprise when you walk in there. I love the outdoor space here. It's a very substantial sized pool, and we really needed to create multiple seating areas so that it could fill in the space. The key when designing an outdoor space is to really ensure there's lots of different areas for people to enjoy themselves and for the client to entertain. Here we can have people swimming, lounging, making s'mores, dining, and having conversation. One of the things I try to do when looking for pool furniture is look for storage. It's such a pain to bring in your cushions every day. So we found these really awesome chaises where there's self-storage. So all you have to do is open the drawer and plop your cushions in each night. And ta-da! The end result of this house is really a beautiful space that has lots of layers, lots of character, comfortable, tailored to a young family who likes to entertain and host.
I think people come to us because we are a small firm. We have an incredible attention to detail. Every project is very different. It's really based on what the client wants, the architecture, and it's really about customer service. Other people in the industry would describe it as approachable, certainly colorful. We love color. Very detailed, bespoke. I love details. So whatever we can do to add details. You know, as they say, the details make the project. Scott Sanders, and I am the owner of Scott Sanders LLC, an interior design firm. We are based in New York City and Palm Beach. Today we are in East Hampton, in my home that I share with my husband and my mini dachshund. So this part of East Hampton is, well, some people call it the Springs, overlooking Montauk and Gardiners Island. It is 6 stories up off of Gardiners Bay, and so it really affords these incredible sweeping views. At one point this area was called Spyglass Hill. We wanted something that felt that it had sort of been added on to over time, which is how we got to sort of this series of buildings. And then we had this sort of running joke that we wanted the front of the house to look like the Cotswolds and the back of the house to look more like the English countryside. This has been a labor of love, and any labor of love is very time consuming. So we bought the property almost 9 years ago, and it took 6 years, but it was worth the wait.
Welcome to my home. Come on in. So this is the entryway. Obviously we wanted to have a wow factor because of the water, but I also wanted to give the guest an opportunity to kind of just walk in, have a calming moment. That's why I kept the walls white. One of my favorite things about this entryway is the Dutch door. I've always loved them, and I wanted to figure out how to incorporate it into my own house. And then I thought, well, instead of a back door, it should really be the front door, because there's something about a Dutch door that is just super inviting. And we did it in a Fine Paints of Europe super high gloss navy. The floors are very light wood. It's a bleached European white oak. And then we have some of our favorite paintings. There's a piece by Donald O'Dilly, and there's an incredible piece by Anne Newcamp. But really, it's about the view and then the staircase. The idea of the staircase being sweeping was you really wanted your eye to sort of continue as opposed to stopping. And at the very last minute, I put this in because it seemed like, oh, why not put this here? It felt like the Hamptons, but at the same time, I found when we have parties, people sitting here and looking out, which is fantastic. My powder room. I think it's always nice to have a sort of jewel box for your guests. What I love about this is it has a wonderful nautical feel to it. The wallpaper is CNC Milano, and then all the fixtures and the plumbing are waterworks. This is a little vestibule that leads to our den and to the downstairs guest bedroom. This is from the 70s, and especially at night, he's pretty popular when people come over. The walls are Philip Jeffries grass cloth. It's one of my favorite wallpaper companies. I wanted a lot of texture in this space since it's small. We're in our den, primarily for watching TV, but also I love games. I love card games, board games, so I have a game table. Orange is my second favorite color, and so kind of an awning striped rug, which has a nod to being at the beach. Everyone loves a sectional sofa. I use them in every project because multifunctional. 2 people can lay down in it, 4 people can lay down in it. I've had 7 people in here watching TV. It's great because these chairs spin. So it's almost like a little media room, but it doesn't really look like that. I love Samsung Art TVs. I use these in every project. I can put a family photo, I can put a Matisse. It's a conversation piece, but it also just doesn't become this black box on your wall. We live in Palm Beach 6 months of the year, so why not bring a little Palm Beach to this room? So the walls are actually Pecky cypress, and I actually hand chose each board so that basically the cottage cheese component, which is the ones that are super, super detailed, are not on every board. And then we stained it sort of a warm honey color to kind of work with the rattan furniture, which also reminds me of Palm Beach. It's super important when you are considering using paneling, especially on the walls, is how much detail you want. And it's not just about the individual detail of the boards, but then also the thickness of the boards, because it obviously can become very busy very quickly. You know, by putting the big photographs in, it breaks it up. The doors are faux painted, so they have the same coloration, but they're less detailed, so it's kind of a calming moment. Because it's our den, we spend a lot of time here, either watching TV or playing games. So I thought it made sense to kind of create a little bar space. It doesn't have to be a huge bar, but it has all the necessary things. I have the trash here. These are actually refrigerator drawers, which are hidden in behind. They look like cabinetry. And it's like a nice little moment. People think that you need this huge space, but the reality is in this tiny little space, I have a very, very functional bar. So this is a living room, dining room. I really like combining them, especially in a house where it's about entertaining and it's more casual. Cocktail hour and your dinner are all in the same room. It makes it really kind of flow. And I created 2 seating areas. You know, if there's just 2 people talking, I actually take naps in here. I love to sit by the window and read. I designed the sectional. You know, vintage knoll table, a Saarinen table is, there's nothing better than that. The dining table is vintage. The base is a vintage Plattner piece from Wyeth. I did it in a dark brown spruce. The light fixture is custom designed. It's from Orange Furniture in LA. It's quite really, really beautiful, and at night when you turn it on, it just glows. And then this is the larger seating area. A lot of this furniture was from different homes, and I reupholstered a lot of it. But the idea was to keep the palette very neutral with pops of blue, and to create a space where you could have 8 or 10 people here. The room is grounded by this rug. I did it in conjunction with Sacco carpets. The idea of it is that they are waves, and since we're on the water, the colors sort of change. It really expands the room, but at the same time, it has this sort of grounding feel to it. I think what is most successful is that people come in and they feel very comfortable, and they want to sit down, they want to have a glass of wine, and they don't really want to leave. And I think, to me, that's a room that is timeless and it's approachable. Now we're going to head out to my favorite room, the screen porch. And I spend a lot of time out here. We entertain a lot out here. My idea for this was not only just to sort of celebrate and enjoy this view, but it has a lot of memories. I grew up in a small town in Ohio, and my grandmother had the most amazing screen porch. And it worked out that I got her antique Bar Harbor wicker. So most of the wicker is from the 20s and 30s. She had actually inherited it from a relative before, so it's been in the family for almost 100 years. I wanted it to feel fresh in here though, and different, so I decided to paint all of it this beautiful pale blue. And I thought, well, I wanted to make it timeless, but at the same time I wanted something fun. So I paired it with an outdoor Saarinen table, and then I didn't want more wicker. So we found these amazing cane chairs in Palm Beach and paired those with that, and a Serena and Lily lamp, and lots and lots of plants. And now we're gonna head to the kitchen. Welcome to our kitchen. It's a very large space. We deliberately wanted it to not only be big, but also to have this tall ceiling. And the idea of that is to get the light from both sides. So we get this incredible morning light and the sunrise is coming in, and then we get the afternoon sun coming in over the breakfast room table. The kitchen is designed so that there's sort of a multifunctional. This is our bar. I wanted to have lacquered cabinets, but I wanted them to mix with something else. And I thought since we were going to do lacquer, I wanted to do a color that had sort of a reminiscence of the water. So most days it's sort of seamless with this incredible blue. And because we're up in the Springs and there's a lot of trees and a lot of wood, I didn't want to do white cabinets. I wanted something that felt a little warmer and a little richer. So we did this wonderful, it's European white oak, and we had it stained. And this is a color that we've used through the house, this sort of warm honey color. So we found these soapstone slabs that were quite unique, and I love this veining detail. There is a secondary prep area for people, if you're cooking. I use this where I make my homemade ice cream. I personally love having a breakfast room or a table in the kitchen. So I created this space. It's nicely divided by this second island, so it feels like its own space, but it's still part of the kitchen. So I wanted to have this sort of modern version of a kind of an American china cabinet, but I wanted it to feel fresh and interesting. So I actually designed this. So instead of it being wood, we lacquered it to kind of match the bar. And then in a very distinct way, we created this sort of vignette, but I use these things, so it's not just aesthetically pleasing. It's really a wonderful way to store your items, but also make them beautiful. One of the issues that always comes up with clients is storage. Appliance storage. Where do you put the giant juicer? Where do you put the toaster? And a lot of people like to have them out, but I also think it's nice to kind of have them have a specific space. And also if you like to cook, you need your countertop. So behind this hidden door, we took a small space and we created this really, really super functional pantry. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but boy, does that come in handy. Most of our clients want at least one bar in their house, if not more. And I love creating bars for people. And they're very bespoke, and it's really about what you want and how you want your bar to kind of feel and how to use it. For this bar, I didn't want a lot of things out, and I didn't want to sort of obstruct the view, but I wanted it to be functional. So even though it just looks like a row of cabinets, it's actually incredibly thought out. This side are glasses for alcohol, and the alcohol is in here. And then we have our ice maker. I have cocktail napkins. I have refrigerator drawers. I have backstock on mixers, wine cooler, wine, and wine glasses. And it's all hidden, but all super easy to get to. This is my mini dachshund, Bailey. She's 12 years old. And Bailey is the inspiration for all of the dachshund accessories around the house that people give us because they know how much we love Bailey. And this is our outdoor dining room and living room. This is really where we spend, in the summer, the weekends with our guests, or just the two of us, three of us. It's a wonderful Sutherland table, and we have an outdoor kitchen, and then this one really cozy outdoor seating area with the Janus AC furniture. So this is a wonderful place to sit in the afternoon. We also like to entertain here, have cocktails before we have dinner. The fireplace makes it super cozy in the fall. Also, you can just sit here and read the paper and enjoy the view. This is really, the most beautiful spot. The idea for the pool is really to have this sense of it just going into the grass, which is why it has the infinity edge. And we, instead of using stone or pavers or bluestone, we really wanted this deck feeling to give more of a kind of you're in the woods feel, a more casual feel. And it, with the grass coming through it, it just has a nice, easy feel to it. From the house, you really don't get a sense of how far up we are off of the beach. It's 93 steps down, or 6 stories, and it feels more to me like Northern California than East Hampton, but it's incredibly special and so beautiful. So one of the spaces that I really appreciative of is my cutting garden, and I use this almost every day. And it is herbs and flowers, and you know, the soil in the Hamptons is just incredible. Like anything grows, it's just like a miracle. But it's also super functional. Like we're having fish for dinner, and I can come out and cut a little basil. I use the mint for my ice cream, and you'll see as we're going through the house, these are on the kitchen table. Let's go see the upstairs guest bedroom. So I love designing guest bedrooms for my clients, so it was really a treat to be able to do it for myself. This one is, you know, it's not a huge guest bedroom, but I wanted it to feel like a suite, so we deliberately created this little vestibule, which also acts as sort of a dressing room. The closet is here, the bathroom is there, we have the luggage rack here. There's a dresser for people to put clothes away. And then, you know, we styled it with this really beautiful Philip Jeffries grass cloth, a vintage mirror, and, you know, inviting accessories. So come in and see the room with the view. So the idea of this room is really to capture the view, a 4-poster bed in rope, which from Palachuk, it's one of my favorite beds. I've used this for clients, and I always wanted to use it for myself. I think every guest room should have a desk, so people come for the weekend, they need to work, there's some place for them to sit. I like to trick it out. You know, you need pencils, you need paper, a blotter, you need a comfortable chair for people to sit and read, you need some good books, some good magazines, and a super comfortable bed with lots of pillows. I'd like to show you my office now. I did clean it up for you today. It really reflects kind of everything that I've collected for the last 50 years. So there's a lot of things in here. It makes me very happy. A lot of my collections are here. Blue and white collection, pieces of art that really mean a lot to me. But the idea of this room is really sort of to have, again, a connection from the bedroom across the hall. Blue, vaulted ceiling, capture the light with the big windows. We positioned the desk in the middle really so that I can actually get a view of the water, but also just when I can see people coming in, which I think is important when you're in your office. You don't want to have your back to people coming in. When we were designing this house, it was hard to think about resale. So this is actually a guest bedroom that could be turned over if someone wanted to use as the bedroom. And behind that closet is what would have been a bathroom, but is actually my storage room. And that is where I have my files, that's where I have my printer. And I think that when you're creating a home office, you want it to have if it's in your house, you want it to have a residential feel. So when you walk in there, it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm in my office. So when we do this, we try to hide a lot of the sort of, you know, things that are, you know, not so attractive, but are very necessary. So super organized in there and sort of very warm and residential out here. And then again, this sort of reflects my personality and the way I design. This is a newer piece. Love the vintage rattan chairs, the Edward Wormley vintage desk from Dunbar. That's actually a Ralph Lauren table. And so it's a nice eclectic new table, new glass table. So it's a nice eclectic mix. These little Dutch houses, which I became obsessed with a few years ago. They're from KLM. and you actually get them when you fly on KLM. I believe in business and first, and you get a little house. And they are all numbered, and they have all sort of really incredible detail to the architecture of these houses. So I had a few, and then a few people gave me some, and then I became obsessed, and I just went to eBay and bought more. So then I'm like, well, what are you gonna do with these houses? So a windowsill becomes kind of the perfect location for my little village. And it is a instant conversation piece when people come in. They're like, wait a minute, I've seen these. And then we have to have a whole conversation about how did I get so many? And no, I did not fly KLM like 25 times. They're actually probably 40 times. I also have my own personal art in here. So this is actually me. It's a self-portrait, and my mother dated it, and I was 6 years old. And my friends joke that I have more or less the same glasses, the same haircut, and pretty much the same blue pants. Although today they're green. But makes me very happy. My mother found it about 15 years ago and sent it to me. I'd like to show you my bedroom. It's nice when you don't just walk right into the bedroom, but you actually walk into, it could be a hallway, a vestibule, a sitting room. This is our bedroom. I wanted to sort of depart from the lighter blue shades of the house, and I wanted to use a different color. I used gray because a lot of the times the water is actually very gray. So it kind of has a nice pulling in the water, and my husband loves the color gray. And then I did the navy because I thought it was a nice kind of crisp departure, and also it has a nautical feel. This is a room that has new pieces and vintage pieces. This is actually called the S chair. My name is Scott, my husband's middle name is Scott, so we call it the S chair, and it was designed by a cabinet maker that I work with. And then I've mixed in vintage pieces. It's just a Knoll vintage bench that is upholstered in gray cashmere. One of my favorite chairs. I love this chair. It has the original leather on it, slightly cracked, but I think it gives it more, so it has more age to it. This is a great Ralph Lauren chair. I love the feel of this. It feels very nautical. We're next to the water. It has this sort of very masculine feel to it. And then next to it is actually a Holly Hunt table. And then this is really something special. We had this in an apartment in New York, and when we moved, we took it. It's by a spectacular gentleman artist by the name of Erwin Hauer, and he creates these screens, and this is pressed MDF, and it's laser cut. And it was originally a screen that slid back and forth, and then we were coming here, and I thought, this is an incredible wall. Why don't I just put the screen back together and hang it as a feature? With the vestibule, I thought I wanted to create yet another one before walking from the bedroom directly in to the bathroom. So I like creating these spaces. I also like reusing furniture. And I think there's a really important way that you can repurpose things, give them a new life, and a little bit of saving the planet. So this was a Chinese cabinet that used to be red and was in our house, previous home, and I had it lacquered, this beautiful pale gray. And instead of building a giant wall of cabinetry, this is actually our linen closet. In keeping with the sort of the nautical feel, this is the sink area of our bathroom. I did shiplap on the walls. Waterworks, really, really beautiful. And then they are Roburn cabinets with a custom frame around them.
The result of the project is that it couldn't be better. We just love it. We love it every day. I walk around and I feel very blessed that I live here and that I got to design something with my husband. We have very like-minded opinions, and I see both of us, which is great.